Good morning everyone, welcome to another episode, another little update. Today is day 75. I hadn't really planned on doing a vlog today, but I woke up this morning, I thought why not, I've got a house to myself, so I thought it would be a perfect time to do more of a kind of day in the life, not a day in the life, that makes me sound too important, more of like a whole day vlog as opposed to just me talking to the camera for a few minutes. So today the plan is, I've almost gone through all of my last labs for the second time, so I've got one more which is the Metasploit one, which is quite fat, so it's going to take a while, but it's the morning now. I'm still kind of recovering from my jet lag. It's 10 o'clock, I normally get up a lot. I mean, I've been up for a little while, but I normally get up a lot earlier than this. But I'm going to do the Metasploit lab. Depending on how long that takes me to go over again, I'm then going to have my first go at a black box penetration test. So connecting, no idea what's going to be in it, you've just got to map it out, see what's exploitable, exploit it if possible. So that would be quite a good thing to make a vlog of, I guess. I'm at my sister's house. It's a really, really nice house. She's just bought it, as I already mentioned, but I get the place to myself. I've got a lesson at 6 PM I think, but my sister's working all day and her boyfriend working all day. They're both doctors, and they're on long days today, so they're not going to be back until about 9 PM. So I thought, you know what, why not make a little update, and yeah, that's it for now. So this is my setup pretty much every morning to start the day. Normally I check my emails quickly, probably going to have to blur some of that out. Then I normally go over to Reddit. I kind of load them all up and just check them every morning. I go to Reddit. Reddit's awesome for memes and to look at some write-ups. Sometimes go on Reddit. A lot of the CompTIA stuff, when I was doing my CompTIA exams, a lot of time spent looking through those posts. Ask NetSec is another good, these are all memes. I can't see anything there. So other than that, I look through Ask NetSec, hacking, sometimes there's a little bit about ELAN security in there. I also every morning check Twitter, primarily for reasons like this. Look at that, perfect. Stuck's new video, so I'll probably check that out with breakfast. Cybermentor, Narmsec, and Doggy G as well. He's good for inspiration. He's pretty dry when it comes to content, but I find it quite funny. And Narmsec's very active on Twitter, so is the Cybermentor. So if you see here, these are me tweeting to Cybermentor, asking questions, stuff like that. And he's great. He almost always replies. And Sturk as well is awesome. I'll do a proper episode on those guys, and then I normally head over to YouTube, and with my breakfast I'll watch, like for example, this is what I was talking about the programming YouTube community is huge. There's so many videos like this that I end up watching even though I don't want to become a programmer, but I just don't have the same sort of thing for hacking. There is content, but there's not lots of different people making content about different parts of hacking, and especially not with a bit of a, like quite high video quality like this. So that's probably what I'll watch. See, look at that. No hacking videos, stuff like that. So this is what I'll probably watch my breakfast, which is this. Okay, so Metasploit lab done, but it went a lot better this time. I managed to configure my interpreter much better. Everything, I mean, that went fine the first time. The problem that I had the first time was the back door. This time I just kind of went through stage by stage, and it just seemed to work this time. Got it working. The one thing which I'm struggling with is trying to use John the Ripper. In the John the Ripper lab, which is annoying because I think that's going to be really important for the exam, obviously. In the John the Ripper lab, absolutely fine, no problems, but in this lab, for some reason, I get a hash dump of the names and the usernames and the password hashes for those usernames, and I put in the exact same command as in the lab, and it's literally just John and then the name of the password file where the hash dump is stored, and it does it brute force, but I mean, I'll show you now. Oh no, I've just closed it. It's something like, it says it's going to take about 3 days, and it doesn't show any results. I've left it on for like 45 minutes, and in their one, I'm sure that isn't how it was meant to be. Because in the one they've got, they do it, and relatively quickly there are some results. So I think the way that it's trying to brute force it, or somehow it's not doing it the right way it should be, but it's slightly annoying. I'm going to have another play around and see if I can get it fixed, and if not, then I'll just have to wait and see, because with the other using John the Ripper in its own lab, it was absolutely fine. There's been a slight change of plans for today, in that my girlfriend is now coming round, so I doubt I'll be doing the black box penetration test today. I might be, might not be, but if not, then whenever I do eventually do that, I will update after that. Okay, so the last vlog didn't exactly pan out as I kind of expected. My girlfriend arrived, and then we had a big catch up, and then the next day was our fake Christmas. So because my mum and dad live apart, every year we alternate between my mum and my dad for Christmas, and this year was with my mum, real Christmas. So we did a fake Christmas a few days after Christmas in January, which was on Saturday, and then we had the family round Saturday, Sunday. So today's Monday, so I'm back now on the grind. That was the last of like the Christmas period. That was the last of like the big kind of distractions. I'm gonna shut that window. So of the Christmas period, that was the last of the things that I had to do in terms of like family stuff, which is stopping me from doing back into my routine, because I'm trying to get this done as soon as possible so that these companies don't lose interest in me. I haven't heard anything back from either of the companies, so the bigger news actually was the black box penetration test 1, which was tough. This is a spoiler alert, so if you're going to do this course, if you can do the eJPT, or if you're doing it, just wait until you're at this point, or have done this point to watch this video. But I think I got the wrong idea of what the actual video, what the black box penetration test was. I was under the impression it was like a mock, but in no world would anyone just trial and error the solutions that they give. There was, going online, you have to know Apache Tomcat default credentials and know what the default manager page for Apache Tomcat is, which is fine. And then you have to go in, and then you realise that there's a you can upload a WAR file, and so you upload a WAR file which you have to get off GitHub, which is a web shell, and then you have to know how to use a web shell, i.e. the syntax is completely different, to then find out how you can go through that and then get the flag. It's all like that one. To be fair, I got relatively close with a few other ones. I can't remember precisely now. I should have looked over everything first, but there was an SSH one, an SSH machine. We just had port 22 open. That was it, and I got pretty close with that one. A web app, which again I was very, very close. It's annoying, with 2 of them I was really close, so effectively I got 0 out of 4, and so as I said, tough, really hard to take a few days out before your exam, well, before I'm planning to take my exam. That might change now, but having looked through the forums and stuff, what I realised was there was a little bit more that they're more to teach you than they are a mock. So there's a few techniques which you'll learn from them, is what I gather, which will be useful in the exam, but they don't expect you to know them before you do them. So a lot of it, I'm not going to get too stressed today. If I can't do it, I'm going to give it my best go as before, and then if not, just look through the solutions and learn from the techniques that are there, and then hopefully go and do the exam still on Thursday. So yeah, that is all I will do now. What I was planning to do with the first black box penetration test, I'll now do it with this one, all about the kind of blogging through it. Vlogging. I don't know why I say blogging. Blogging is when you're typing vlog. It's just, I just messed with it, made a mistake.
So when people say, wow, they don't say, like, they say, oh yeah, you made it here in a year, okay, yeah. Well, it happened, and it didn't happen just because, I knew the right person or anything along that. I busted my ass to get to where I got. And
that is some Monday morning motivation right there. Okay, so I've just gotten through my first black box penetration test. What I wanted to show you guys was just to see on the side what I've done with each of the, every lab, gone through. I mean, that's quite a short one. There wasn't really much to do there, but each of them go through and take a load of, take what I've learned from it, what my plan was at the beginning, and then a solution break, and then beneath that things which I wouldn't have known to do first time round, which I should remember to do for the second time or in the exam. Taken all of those little bits, put them into this exam prep note, which has everything. So it's got the methodology, it's got the connect scan, and then it's broken up. Scan, information gathering, vulnerability assessment, exploitation, all the different scenarios. So for example, let's look at this one. Oh, it's just using Metasploit. So exploitation, obtaining system privileges, and there I've got a little kind of flow diagram of what to do. Install a backdoor, and then let's go down to post-exploitation, retrieve password hashes from the exploited machines, finding juicy files in Windows, checking outbound TCP ports that are open for exfiltration of data using Python and egress, how to exfiltrate using Packet Whisper, anything to do with MySQL, and then a website section. So when I get there, I've got cross-site scripting, SQL injection, and web server and port 80 both being open. That shouldn't be in that section actually. But yeah, that is a little bit about my methodology coming into this exam. I'm about to start number 2 of the black box penetration. Okay, so we are in the lab now. These are the IPs that we've got active, and I'm just waiting for my scan to come back, and then we can have a look at what sort of services we have running, what sort of daemons we've got. Okay, so unfortunately, not a very positive penetration testing experience again. This time I didn't find anything once again. I tried just about everything that the course talks about, everything that we've done in the labs, but I mean, it's annoying to a degree. This isn't the first time in in doing any sort of course, whether that's penetration testing or whatever, where you study a course, you practice it, you feel like you've got it, you do an exam, and then the exam is just completely different, doesn't really contain anything that you've actually done. I feel like I know the direction that I should be going in, I haven't done a lot of the things that it's asking you to do. So it says, in this you will learn taking advantage of DNS and virtual hosts. Haven't managed to have any luck with that. Bypassing client-side access controls. I think if I were to get to that point, having got a remote shell and then not being able to get a system, then I have an idea of how to get around that, but I haven't got to that point, so I can't do that. And then abusing unrestricted file upload to achieve remote code execution. So I've tried with lots of different things. I've played around with the websites, I've dir-busted them, I've run Hydra scans, I've tried to brute force SSH. I've done everything that the course has shown. I've tried a interpreter shell on a daemon which was running, which looked a bit bizarre on an odd port number, and I thought that was going to get some places, but that unfortunately didn't. And I found a few paths in the web apps which were, not there originally, but to be fair, that is where I got the closest. I got some information which I shouldn't have got, which was the full names of different people who have helped, like the manager, director, the programmer, the designer, etc., which should have only been revealed to people who've logged in. But I didn't really know how to kind of act on that. I didn't have anywhere to put that. So unfortunately, it is this time with a bit of a slightly less heavy heart that I start to just look at the solutions, because I feel like, I'll see how it goes, but I feel like this was just another one of those where I'll look at the solutions and be like, yeah, well, of course I was never going to get that. The first one, some of the things you're like, yeah, if I'd compromised that machine using that very, that method that I would never have come up with in my own time. If I had compromised that machine, then compromising the second machine with information would have been a lot easier, but you can't really do that. I'm a little bit disappointed that, this is two of the mock exams, two of the black box penetration tests, and I haven't managed to compromise a single machine on my own, especially with an exam hopefully in 4 days. So I'll just see how it goes. I'm trying not to get too disheartened by it. I'll have a look. Maybe there's something that I should have got in that, and that should have been, at least one of them, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've just been through the solutions. As I expected, they were difficult, really difficult. Maybe one of the machines I was talking about where I managed to get the credentials, I could have feasibly done that if I had then taken those credentials and then done some extra stuff and then use those credentials later on. And you had to use them for something, that they wouldn't just put them there for nothing. But the rest of it, I would never have, I don't think I could have had years to try, not years, that's a bit extreme. I could have definitely had at least a day to try and just sit down and do that, and I wouldn't have ever come up with those solutions. So immediately I was really, really disheartened. I was just very kind of, it is what it is. Getting 0 out of 8 machines, a few days before an exam is always going to suck. But since then I've just went back. I just feel like something's not right. I just feel like I can't be that far. But like no one else. Surely I can't be the only one. Is what I'm trying to say. Like I can't be the only one thinking that these black box penetration tests are really, really difficult, and they're using techniques that are not using a single technique that they've taught from the lab of the course, really. There's a few things here or there, but they're expecting you to understand and to go down this insanely technical rabbit hole and come to the solution which they give you. So I was looking around. I'm feeling a bit better because I found some reviews and stuff. I think lots of people are currently doing eJPT, so we get reviews every now and again. And there's another guy I just watched who said he passed the exam, did it. It was difficult, but it wasn't impossible. He had the full version, so he didn't even have the black box penetration tests. I didn't realise you didn't get that if you didn't have the elite version. And he said the course material and the labs are more than enough to pass the exam. So make sure you understand that. So I'm feeling a lot better about that because, because it means that I'm on the right path, and that you don't need to know all of the things that I'm doing in these penetration, these kind of mock exams in order to pass. So feeling better. I'm going to go have some lunch and then go through again, do a big write-up, and maybe do the lab again this afternoon. Okay, so about to go back to work. Lunch is over, and I feel a lot better than I probably did an hour or two ago, because I'm thinking the fact that somebody can take those exams without having done these black box penetration tests at all and have just done the labs and feel like the labs and the course content provides you with enough information to pass, then that means effectively that these labs, these black boxes are effectively kind of supplementary information, additional. So I'm definitely gonna take everything on board with them. I'm gonna try my best to understand it all, and maybe it will help me beyond this course, because it's the kind of advanced techniques. But I'm not going to get too bogged down in it and stressed out that I didn't come up with the solution. I'll see how it goes. It makes me feel better about potentially passing the exam, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to now start this afternoon work. Okay, so I've just finished going through the solutions to everything and making notes on it and noting down what to remember for next time, etc. And I'm trying to put it all into my master document. I think this one was especially tough, and looking through all of it now, it is definitely an instructional part. I mean, there is no way that they can expect you to do half of these things. So I'm just going to do that. I'm now going to go back through the lab and with my notes try and do everything in the lab again successfully, and then that should take an hour or so. So then I'm taking it to the evening, and then I'm going to probably open a beer, cook some food for me and my sister and her boyfriend, and then edit this video this evening, well, late this evening. So yeah, that'll probably be it for this episode, I guess, and I'll see you in the next one. It's getting close now to the exam. I'm thinking about what I can and can't say in the exam. Everyone seems to be very quiet about the exam. I obviously haven't seen, if there is a non-disclosure agreement, I haven't seen it, and I'm thinking maybe of sending the video when it's ready, sending it to Elan Security and asking if they are happy with me to post it, or if it gives away too much, or if so, what I need to cut out, etc. So yeah, that is what I will probably do. And I think this will probably be the last episode, or update. Episode is very, very over the top for what this is. This will be the last update before the exam, I guess. So unless something crazy happens over the next few days, 2 days, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be doing the third black box penetration test, and then I've got one more day, that's Wednesday, that I'll go over everything, just a day revising, just going back over things, probably go over these last three black box penetration. You're probably bored to death of me saying black box penetration tests. These are tests, go back over them, go back over anything in the labs which is difficult, and then Thursday morning I will start, as soon as I wake up, I'm going to get up and start the eJPT, so I'll probably see you then.